The identity law for addition states a plus 0 equals a. The identity law for addition states a plus 0 equals a. The identity law for multiplication states a times 1 equals a. The identity law for multiplication states a times 1 equals a. That all men might believe through him, ut omnes crederent per illum. That all men might believe through him, ut omnes crederent per illum. Subject, verb, direct object, subject, verb, predicate, nominative, subject, verb, predicate, adjective, subject, verb, indirect object, direct object, subject, verb, direct object, object, complement, noun, subject, verb, direct object, object, complement, adjective. Subject, verb, direct object, subject, verb, predicate, nominative, subject, verb, predicate, adjective, subject, verb, indirect object, direct object, subject, verb, direct object, object, complement, noun, subject, verb, direct object, object, complement, adjective. Subject, verb, direct object, subject, verb, predicate, nominative, subject, verb, predicate, adjective, subject, verb, indirect object, direct object, subject, verb, direct object, object, complement, noun, subject, verb, direct object, object, complement, adjective. Bill of Rights, freedom, own guns, quartering soldiers, Bill of Rights, warrants, cannot, testify against self, Bill of Rights, right to a speedy trial, right to a jury, cruel, unusual punishment, people's rights, states' rights, Bill of Rights, freedom, own guns, quartering soldiers, Bill of Rights, warrants, cannot, testify against self, Bill of Rights, right to a speedy trial, right to a jury, cruel, unusual punishment, people's rights, states' rights.
CC Cycle 3, Week 24 History, Bill of Rights, the last one. So in the song, they say Bill of Rights a few times, so I'll just emphasize that with my signing. And it's Bill of Rights, holding up 10 for 10, Bill of Rights. Freedoms, hands up in the air. Own guns, quartering soldiers. Bill of Rights, warrants, cannot testify against self. Bill of Rights, right to a speedy trial, right to a jury, cruel and unusual punishment, people's rights, states' rights. And that's it. Good luck.
What is natural selection? Natural selection is the idea that the fittest survive and pass along their traits to their offspring. What is natural selection? Natural selection is the idea that the fittest survive and pass along their traits to their offspring. Come on, hurry up, let's go. We gotta learn the new geography. Hurry up. Come on, let's go.
We will be learning more of the prominent features of the United States, starting with the Mississippi River Delta, which is right here underneath Mississippi and Louisiana. And then we have the Mammoth Cave, which is in Kentucky. Then we have the San Andreas Fault over here in California. The Gulf of Mexico underneath Florida here, Georgia. And then Death Valley, which is also in California right here. Now I ask and you point, where is Death Valley? Where is the Gulf of Mexico? Where is the San Andreas Fault? Where is the Mammoth Cave? Where is the Mississippi River Delta? And now I point and you tell me.
And here is our new song for this week. Prominent features Mississippi Delta, Mammoth Cave, and San Andreas Fault, Gulf of Mexico, and Death Valley. Prominent features Mississippi Delta, Mammoth Cave, and San Andreas Fault, Gulf of Mexico, and Death Valley. Cherokee Trail of Tears, U.S. westward expansion. Marx publishes the Communist Manifesto, the Compromise of 1850, and the Dred Scott Decision. U.S. restores trade with Japan. British Queens victorious rule over India. Darwin publishes The Origin of Species. Lincoln's War between the states, reconstruction of the southern states, dominion of Canada, Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany, Boer Wars and Africa, the Spanish-American War, the Progressive Era, Australia becomes a Commonwealth, Mexican Revolution, World War I and President Wilson, Lenin and the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, U.S. evangelist Billy Graham, modern period of the arts, the Great Depression and the New Deal, World War II and President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Stalin of the USSR and the Katyn Massacre, United Nations formed, the Cold War, Gandhi and India's independence, Jewish state established, Mao and communist victory in China, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the Korean War, Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement, Jim and Elizabeth Elliot, missionaries to Ecuador, the Antarctic Treaty, the Vietnam War, U.S. astronauts walk on the moon. Yes! Timeline, timeline, this is my timeline. Age of information and globalization. Circa 1970 to the present. Watergate, President Nixon resigns. Fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European Union formed. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. 2000 AD, 2000 AD. September 11, 2001. Rising tide of freedom, rising tide of freedom. Timeline, timeline, I'm part of this timeline. Yes! Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, and Monroe. Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, and Taylor. Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, and Lincoln. Johnson, Grant, and Hayes. Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley. Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover. Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford. Carter, Reagan, Bush, and Clinton. Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden. It's for him we pray.
Zachary.
Hi.
All right, today is our last science experiment for cycle 3. Woohoo!
Yay!
And
We are still talking about probability. Do you guys remember what probability is?
Yes, it's chance.
Yes, it's the study of chance. And do you guys remember the equation we use for probability? Favored outcome over total outcomes, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, today we're learning another special word today. It's called statistics. And it's what you do with the collection, analysis, interpretation, presentation, and organization of data. Okay? So if you're a mad scientist, you have to analyze something, you need to be able to collect a lot of data, make it orderly so that you can present it to others and then make sense of it. There are plenty of statistics classes in college that will challenge you, so it's a good thing that you're learning it now, okay? You have a basis for it. So probably in class, you will do something like how many children are in each child's family, and then you'll graph that. But it's pretty hard to do that with just the two of you because obviously you're from the same family, and that would become challenging to graph. There's also the Bigfoot sightings, but there's 50 states that it would go through, and that would take a long time for just a little video. So we're going to do number on the dice that shows up. So we're going to roll the dice 10 times, and then we'll see what number comes up more. All right? So go ahead. We're going to roll that 10 times, Zachary. Go ahead. Data now. So the first thing we're going to learn about is something called the mean. So the mean is sum of the data values divided by the number of data values. So you would add up all of these numbers and then you would divide them by 10 and that would be your mean. Do you guys know what a median is?
No. Isn't it like
The median?
which number comes up more?
That's close. That's called the mode, which you will also learn about. It's the most, the one that comes up the most is a mode. But we're looking for the median now. So the median is the number that shows up exactly in the middle, okay? Now, for us, because we did it 10 times, you're not gonna have an exact middle number because it's 10 is even number of rolls. If you had 11, then you would know that the 6th one would be your middle one, but we don't have that. So we would go whatever is in the middle. Yeah, it would be between 5 and 6. So it's going to be a point something. So we can go ahead and do this together.
And we just put them in order. So let's see. So we didn't get a 1 or a 2, did we? So we got a 3, and then we got another 3, and then we got a 4, and another 4, and another 4, and another 4, and then we got 2 5s, and then we got 2 6s.
So based on that, what is the median? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look. So between this, they're both 4. So our median is 4. It's a funny median, I guess.
Kitty cat.
Our mode, you guys, so let's see what our mode is. So the number that comes up the most. We have 2 3s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 4s, 2 5s, and 2 6s. So the number that shows up the most, Trenton, is
4.
4, right? Okay, so our mode is 4. And our mean is 4.4. So I drew some different graph numbers that could occur when rolling a dice. And this is a bar or a column chart. So I have the number on the dice that came up on the left. And on the bottom, I have the roll number. So as you can see, on roll number 5, we got a number 6. And also on roll number 10, we got a 6. And that kind of just shows you a summary of all the data that was collected, and that's a bar graph. Here I drew a line graph of the number that occurs on a dice. Again, same thing like the bar graph. I have the number on the dice on the left, and on the bottom is the roll number. And line charts are typically used to show trends as individual data values are plotted. So they work really well if you show yearly trends. So like if you wanted to show the number of births between 2000 and 2020, would be really good to use a line chart. Here is a pie chart that shows the number that occurred on a dice when rolling it 10 times. Pie charts are good for percentages. So as you can see, we got number 4 on the dice 40% of the time. And then we need to talk about odds. So our odds are a ratio of probabilities. So it's a ratio of desired outcomes to not desired outcomes. So for example, the odds of getting number 4, the odds for getting it in our experiment was 4 out of 10. So 4, and then the others were 6. So 4 to 6 odds of getting number 4. The flute.